The revolutionary new sequel AI 2 by Paradise Decay is coming 2023. Sweet!
Hi guys, PD here, welcome to the channel, welcome to another new video. Today I'm playing a brand new game on the Quest Pro. This game is also on the Quest 2. It's called Not for Broadcast and it's from the developers who brought us Hello Neighbor. Let's dive in. Not for Broadcast. Not games. Tiny build. Okay guys, I'm in the game, I'm inside the house. I'm on the sofa. So let's have a look at the options. Gameplay difficulty normal, viewer loss, interference sensitivity, hardcore mode, advanced settings, audio, accessibility. I'm going to leave this all alone for now. Let me check out the advanced settings. Okay, I'll leave that all alone for now. Let's play a brand new game.
Saying that advance have cured death.
We're going for story mode. Experience the story without the stress. Non-broadcast mechanics are off. Views are very forgiving. Okay, let's go for story mode. I'm curious about the other modes now.
That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
No signal. Okay, I'm in a studio. In front of me is this machine, like a broadcasting machine. To my left I can see out the window. Graphics are very basic outside the window, but inside the building graphics look really nice. Answer the call. There's Miss November. Cake sale. A photo, I'm guessing that's the developers. An old Sony Walkman, I used to have one of those. Answer the call.
Hi David, I have a call for you, I'm just putting it through. Alright mate, Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight. Now don't worry, it's not hard and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens.
Okay.
Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen.
Okay.
That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the four small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again.
Okay. So this game is like a room scale type game. You do need a bit of room around you. Okay, let me grab the switch. I'm hitting my green screen there.
You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk.
Coming up later on tonight on channel.
You can see a load of videotapes on the left.
Yes.
They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
Okay, which advert we're going for?
PM by award-winning documentary series The Shape of Now.
Crazy Neil.
Looks at the history of the knee-length sock and its importance during the Great Blackouts of 1870.
On the right. On the right.
At 9 PM, sit back and relax with multiple award-winning movies. The freedom of
Oh, there we go.
taking us all the way up to 11:15, where as
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know, seafood makes me come out in pustules.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every
Hurry
day.
up, mate, load the ads. The broadcast is starting soon.
Okay, we need to grab...
Quick as you can, select screen one.
for now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson.
Shit.
Good
Okay.
evening. I'm Jeremy
Mate,
Donaldson.
you're not broadcasting anything.
There we go.
You're on air and you haven't selected a screen. Okay, we're all good. Next thing is going to be to throw the news titles on screen two. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
And corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lauren.
I'm getting the idea for the
about his new
game.
movie, The
So
Man
next title
And, of
sequence,
course,
number
we'll be going
2.
live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic victory.
Right, button
That's all
two
coming up on
in
tonight.
3,
National
2,
Nightly News.
1, now. Lovely, mate.
Okay, that's the news.
Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
What globe? Alright. So when that disappears, hit number 1.
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Now. Lovely, mate.
First, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance. The landslide victory, with an astonishing 81% of the popular vote, is the biggest election win in living memory. Advance appealed to voters
My
up
viewers
and
have
down
gone
the
up.
country with their bold promises of permanent change. But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want.
Okay.
I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
Hear
Okay.
the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3, 2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody.
Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late. Oh, I thought I'd ask him about the election.
Personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
Okay, this is quite
Same policy
interesting.
we use with you. I thought that was our little secret. It's all right. He doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship. Yeah.
Wicked. We've made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb.
Okay.
1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long. If you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting.
Okay.
3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now.
Okay.
No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
We're coming back from
on the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody.
Get ready, mate.
Going in 5.
You want it? We got it. You want it? We got it.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
off,
ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here the star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolfe, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to
go to Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his name.
Oh.
By none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Latest movie, which is
This is quite realistic.
medicated. Yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction.
He's a wonderful
Lovely.
chap.
Now back to Thunder Twat.
I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And do you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right.
That was a good shot, guys.
Departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that was a true story.
I'm actually
One
smiling
soldier's
here.
Fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although
Come on, viewers.
3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience.
I got her reaction
I
then.
suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire, the little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult.
Been on that show a bit long.
I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit,
Oh.
swore. Oh, well, don't worry, you won't do it again.
I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week
Right,
around
they've
the
swapped the
country.
shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'd just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look. Exciting stuff.
And we're
Go to the
out.
film clip, screen 1. Cool, looks like Blunderclatch is really losing it in the studio. I'd love to hear what he's saying, but we can't find out now. We'll go to the Rushes room together once the broadcast's over.
Understand it?
I like how they're still like moving around in the studio behind the scenes.
It's not your fault.
You think I don't know that?
Nolans mustn't think of Carol.
That's Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
Did it for you, baby.
No
All
signal.
for you.
Dr. Hemlock.
We're gonna change the world, you remember? If only I listened to you.
Dr. Hemlock.
You told me, but I didn't listen.
Doctor.
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
You need to see this.
No, it's all too late.
Look at this!
Okay, what do I need to do now?
Virus.
No signal.
Stability. This formula. This is the key.
We could stop it all.
Yes, we could stop it all.
We have to ask ourselves.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
Okay, let's go for B. 3, 2.
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen here is about 2 seconds behind the master screen here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the censor button for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by.
Okay.
All you've got to do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line.
Alright.
Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
You want crazy? We got crazy. Crazy Neil's got crazy deals.
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live, that's too late.
Okay.
You can use the vision mixing buttons on the left to select the screen you want.
We've got it. You want it. You pay us. You want it. We've got it.
You want it, we got it. You want it, we got it. You want it, we got it. I played the same advert again.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance Headquarters, where the 2 leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Cut to the outside broadcast. Oh shit, he's pissed. Get ready
Go
to
for
bleep.
it, Pat.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start?
He's pissed.
What a day.
They said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying against us.
Nice.
For you,
We did it.
people, you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language.
Oh, I missed it.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me coarse.
Hold it
Memorably
down a
put.
bit long there, mate.
All
But
right.
to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party's what you have when things are going
Remember
well.
the 10-second
When the
rule.
country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day 1 of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the
Who's
rich.
talking?
For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating.
I'm really concentrating
They should
here.
be putting the on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort of probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you school scrubs have got nowhere to hide.
Caught it just in time.
And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay up. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team, to properly fund health and education, to raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions, but you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret. So to you
people who pay your pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs, the people whose children you raise.
so they've got time to get even.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been, in the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow we'll start making it fair again, just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all.
I can't argue with that.
You're only meant to censor the
Thank you for your time.
I did.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance, and our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble.
Fruity language.
So, as the country braces itself...
Get ready for the adverts. Number
That's
2.
all from us this evening.
B
at the
this
National
time.
Nightly News.
Come on.
We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage.
Oh,
I'm Alan James.
I chopped him off a bit too early. Sorry, mate.
This is not some child's tale. This is not a dream. This.
Let's listen to the live.
This is some weird fever dream. Am I dying now or something?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
You're not coming for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you.
I do like how I feel like I'm in total control. Challenge room unlocked. Continue. I guess we've completed one of the missions.
When the programme's finished, you'll get a broadcast report. It's 3 pages. This first page shows you how well the broadcast went, each sequence and an overall grade. Remember, grades mean bonuses and they keep the boss happy. If you want to know more about how it went, select more info. If not, select continue to move to the next page.
I think it went okay. Let me check the more info.
Right, this is an optional section for when you really want to understand what happened during the show. You've got a graph there showing you what the audience did. They're a fickle fucking bunch. And of course you can really drill into the details if you want to get better at making TV. I never came here, never once.
Okay, so all offensive words were censored. An interference-free show. An exceedingly poor edit. I thought the edit was pretty cool for my first time.
Right, this is the important page. It tells you how much you're going to get paid and how much wealth you have overall. That bollocks at the bottom shows you the financial state of our main advertisers. But you don't own any fucking shares. You're a cleaner, for God's sake, so why would you care?
I'm a cleaner. Yes, I forgot. I was a cleaner.
This is the last page and it tells you the state of the world, tells you how well the government's doing, and down the bottom there, this one's important, tells you what Channel 1 currently thinks of you. In other words, what the boss thinks.
They love me.
Alright mate, welcome to the archive. This is where you can have a quick look back at what you've done and how it looked to the public. There's 3 sections, broadcast, rushes and adverts. Let's start with broadcast. Pop in there now. Over on the left, that's all the broadcasts that you've done. Choose any one of them and select load tape. Once it's finished loading, you can use the rewind and the fast forward at the bottom there to help you get to the bit you want to see.
Okay, load tape.
In a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's National Nightly News. It's time to join Jeremy Donaldson for the National Nightly News.
Okay. So, load tape.
Well, in a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's National
How do I
Nightly
skip
News.
all this?
But before that, let's take a look at what's...
Right, now let's take a look at the rushes. Right, this is the rushes room. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go.
Okay. Day 1, the elections, headlines, advanced acceptance.
Apparently he's been drinking since lunchtime.
Christ, he's at liability in the best of times.
I know. God help whoever has to bleep this. 10 seconds, everybody!
I mean, a lawyer and a TV personality running the country. Seriously?
We've had worse. 5, 4, 3...
Welcome back.
So,
I'm told we can now
I
go
actually
live
cut him
to
off
advance
towards the
headquarters.
end.
These aren't my cards. Please tell me these aren't my cards.
No, they're the right ones, apparently.
Oh, but this gives me nothing, Jenny. They must see that.
I know. I think they think you won't have anything to say.
Oh, for God's sake, come on. It's a huge day. It's
Headline.
not...
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know seafood makes me come out in pustules.
Yeah, thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody!
Prawns,
How I should
okay.
love.
Yep.
Let's go back. Let's check out the adverts then, I guess. So these are all the adverts we played.
I'm Alan James. This is not a movie. This is slating Satan for the salty crumbs.
How do I stop?
It's happening here. It's happening now.
Go back.
It's all happening right.
Okay. So which was my favourite advert? Was it Crazy Neil Winter?
Welcome to Crazy Neil's Crazy
This is it.
Pre-Christmas Sofa and Chair Deals. It's a steal with Crazy Neil. We don't
This
care
is
if
it.
you've been naughty or nice. We got green
This is my
sofas,
favourite
red
advert.
sofas, brown cushion chair. Do you come on down? You bring your ass. We got it. You want it. You want it. We got it. You want it.
You want it, we
pay
got it. You want it, we got it. You want it, we got it. You want it, we got it. I got it, you got it, we got it. Okay. Let's go back. Continue. Let's try one more. This is going to get a lot more complicated the more we play. Day 3. An unexpected form. Oh, this is like a questionnaire. Sign your name, PD. Day 6, a family matter. A knock at the window. I'm not going to read all the text, guys. There's too much text to read. I'm just like scouting through the text and selecting an answer here. I refuse to help him. Day 8. Are my actions at the studio influencing my day-to-day life? That's the big question. Someone's having a party.
That's better. Let's get set up and get on with it, eh? So I can get back to my guests. First of all, let's get the power on.
Should we play Is This Toy Safe?
Come on, mate.
Mr. Snuggles.
Plugs and stuff. You need to get at least the bottom 4 plugs on.
Vision mixer on. VHS rack on. Speakers on. Sound desk on.
Let's load up the adverts.
Adverts.
You might want to have a bit of a think about it. Your decisions have consequences.
Snuggle hugs.
Right, you can see they finally got the old headline system up and working again. And the vision mixer's already in headline mode because headlines always come at the start. It's really simple, mate. These 2 buttons at the bottom of the vision mixer, you can see they now have A and B on them. And they're to help you pick image A on the left bottom screen here, or image B on the right bottom screen here. It's really simple. This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Now, you're in auto headline mode, so if you don't bother to pick a photo before that clock runs out, the machine's just going to pick one at random for you.
Okay.
I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So, like with the adverts, choose carefully.
Okay.
And we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get to work, I'll be back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
Snuggle, Harris.
That's the bastard.
Yeah, I wouldn't get one of those. My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Snuggle hug.
The one that mistrusts the moon. 10 seconds, everybody.
We're going to show the advert for a product
Don't blame me when it explodes.
they don't agree
Going in
with.
5, 4, 3.
Time to go over to Jeremy Donaldson for tonight's.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guess if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who,
Okay, I can see what they're doing here.
becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed. She was top of her class at university and graduated with the highest honours.
And I bet she's a pool
immediately
player.
Being asked back to lecture. The markets have responded favourably to Sophia's appointment, with stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehearts.
There we go.
Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborgen-Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough...
We're going to get tricked out, aren't we, at some stage?
The pair hope to successfully
It's going to
reach
choose
the
its own
imposing
picture.
central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together, like we always have." Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. Johnny is seen here with socialite and performance artiste Tiffany Lamore, whose recent show, Snatched Inside My Snatch, has kept her firmly
What?
in the public eye.
What's inside my
Could romance be on the
snatch?
cards for these two budding A-listers? And grievous bodily
I should have
harm.
censored that bit.
With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country.
Probably not
to
show the
talk
gangsters with the
criminal
guns.
justice system from every perspective. With more and more powers passing to the police, and less oversight, are we using an advanced-shaped sledgehammer to crack a nut? All that, and Megan Wolf with a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
30 seconds back.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan.
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd. Ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet.
I'm really concentrating, guys. I do apologise if I'm not talking too much.
Orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't...
And this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks!
Oh.
What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little...
Did I manage to get the censor that time?
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong,
Belief
I
juice.
want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
Of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
Go for the advert we're not supposed to show.
1 minute back.
You know, I think they might do some good.
Mr. Snugglehogs.
How much are you being paid by them, then?
Shut the fuck up, Alan. I've never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll see who's full of shit, won't we?
Do you mind stop swearing? I'm listening to the advert.
The art human-like voice to keep them company when you can't.
These guys are swearing away.
And his incredible real-action eyes.
That's scary.
How's it going? Actually, fuck it, I don't care. I hate the fucking news. Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune, though. All right, mate, see you later. Bye.
He was talking to me.
Oh, Mr. Snugglehugs, you're so silly.
It's a Furby.
Mr. Snugglehugs in stores now and selling out fast.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country.
I must be doing okay. My viewership
we can just to try and
is going up.
the caseloads on our desk.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy.
Oh, who's this?
There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the
I'm gonna
problems.
cut.
We need more support from ministers. We need more support from ministers. We need change at a structural level.
I'm cutting that bit out.
Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. Just hang
Um,
The problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide.
What do I do here?
Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Viewership's gone down. I don't want people to see that.
The affairs
Can we put the adverts on?
Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy.
That was
I'm sure
interesting.
we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife or cosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great...
That was supposed to make me feel uncomfortable, and it worked.
In Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned
I didn't know what to do there. I did not want to show the problems at home.
Gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states...
What happened there?
Bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, a bloody gimp's escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please?
Gimp.
Delia, could you give me a little help, please? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy.
Can you get rid of the gimp, please, so we can...
I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in front?
Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You go back in your gimp space.
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of
Darling,
this...
where's the padlock?
Hold on just a moment.
Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty, naughty, naughty boy. Mummy said...
This is all going to Pete Tong.
Mummy said, get back in your gimp space. No, naughty, you beast cut.
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility...
I'm not showing it. I don't care what the game wants me to do. I'm not showing
Everyone
it.
has a sob story, but we don't all end
Not
up
for
in
children's
barbarians,
eyes.
do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary and menacing a swat.
It's weird hearing the double echo as well.
His birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony? Can you...
Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalization, as you can imagine. And obviously, hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this.
I might have to actually blank out that word anyway on the video.
Anyway, Tony.
Tony! I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez. Soapin! I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
Yep. One sec, love.
Oh, I missed that one.
With the current system, Jess. Just not set up for it, you know.
I'm going to have to actually blank out that word.
So, do you feel tempted to...
I'll get demonetized on YouTube.
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. Not now, fellas, on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
Little boy.
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here. Jesus.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal there, Tony.
Fucking way, left.
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally on for 2 seconds. How does this happen, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there a little.
Yes.
Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to gain a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
Okay.
1 minute back, everybody.
That was a bit more raunchy. What's this one? Just the cocking.
Don't worry if you don't know, you won't get punished for it or nothing. Just try and stay in the groove. Also, one last tip, when the music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. God, I'm so pissed. I think I might go and throw up in a bit.
Come on, 7 out of 10 dentists would recommend this.
This is unusual.
10 seconds, everybody.
Jus de cochon, because we said so.
Welcome back. I'm Megan Wolf. I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history. Aristotle believed.
I just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
Yeah. That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah? Because in a way, she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like, maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
Wow, how did you react?
I also threw it in the bin.
But then Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic mainly, but we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go at this whole democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we ballywell are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
Oh,
So,
shit.
let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship.
Dear Diary,
That was a good
I'm
cut.
not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears.
Tears.
Another day of fears.
Maths is for losers.
What?
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Keep going, for fuck's sake!
Right, maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money.
That should have been blacked
Double
out.
lunch for me.
I think it's going well so far.
Take a little look at my face.
I ain't afraid of your frou-frou nuts. I'm a mother-loving rebel, but I still love nuts.
Okay, my viewership's massive, look.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist. But that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist.
I guess this game's really, really well done. Something different and new.
On a council estate.
I believe but
Oh.
make it so.
This initiative
I have a similar belief
ensure
about
that every young person
Turn them
enjoys
down.
the abundance of benefits.
Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and subscribe. Be sure to hit my little bell. I'll see you in the next one. Grade A+.
It's funny, as I was walking from the train station, I bumped into Paradise Decay, who obviously mods our streams regularly and is like, you know, a huge part of the community. And Dr. Oculus, they were kind of lost walking around, and I went up to approach him, and Paradise Decay thought I was going to mug him or something. But I actually just went and just gave him a big hug. So all right, let's go, boys. Let's make the magic happen.
So you tried to salvage it?
Nathy, if you want, I can hide your nameplate.
Why?
Then people can't see how bad you are.
Someone called a fire brigade. Nathan's on fire. He just got roasted by the
Might want to break their mic.
Why is PD going the wrong way round the track?
Shits and giggles.
That's awesome.
His eyes are sorted now.
Yeah, I gotta say, his eyes have been fixed. He should be alright now. His eyes have been fixed.
Oh yeah, you're in. Okay.
Whoa, there he is.
Jesus Christ.
Off track.
PD,
I was dead. You were running around for me like, Steve, where are
you? That's why it was perfect. He didn't even know he could kill people.
Hey, we're not friends anymore, PD. It's over, man. It's over.
PD's sitting there playing the fool. He's like, how do I get rid of the map? What's going on?
Yeah, he totally was doing that. I was totally throwing
What a
off by
blissful
that.
life to be looking for Steve.